Welcome everyone, this is Weems from Grow Up in Game, and we are about to become oil barons. We're playing the Satisfactory Early Access, and when we last left off, we had gone on a bit of an expedition over about Yay, and set up some basic infrastructure to go and extract oil. The problem was, we didn't have the technology required to automate the power supply of said oil. The good news is, between sessions, I went ahead and made some changes, or rather, completed some milestones. Specifically, the industrial manufacturing milestone, and I even took the next step and created a bunch of computers which are needed for the expanded power infrastructure milestone. This gives us the fuel generator and the conveyor belt Mark IV. Now the Mark IV is exciting. I do love myself some fast conveyor belts, but this is really how the magic is going to happen. For this, we needed 50 computers, 50 motors, and 20 modular frames. It looks like it says 10, but it's wrong. See, 50, 150. I went ahead and created all those. It took a little while. I actually tried to record it the first time, and no matter which way I sliced it, it devolved into me manually smelting a bunch of computers. And I figured, you know what, rather than do that, let's, handle that offline, so that all we need to do is press record and press the button.
Milestone reached. The fuel generator will match power generation to the increased consumption of recently acquired technologies and buildings. Additionally, improved conveyor belts can now be constructed.
And there we go. We should be ready to automate this process. So let's look at the oil refinery. It looks like, actually no, we don't want the refinery, we want the fuel generator. This guy generates 150 megawatts of fuel, so we only need a handful of these to really make this process work. And to build them we need cables. Looks like we need what are these guys called again? Circuit boards, motors, and heavy modular frames. Good news is we have all of those on hand. We need a few more cables, so let's go grab those. But we're really in a good spot to kind of get this going. So before we hit the road here, while I'm searching for wherever I put my cables, I think it's here. There we go. Oh, running low in this particular area. I've got them being manufactured over here, so it's not a big deal. But before I continue, I do want to say that this is going to be a bonus episode format. What is a bonus episode, you might ask? Bonus episode is where the content I'm working on is somewhere between progressing the game and not interesting enough to record. What I mean is, it's interesting, but at the end of the episode, we're going to be kind of doing a lot of stuff that we've already done before. So this is really kind of going to be a mirror image of the coal episode, only we're going to be doing it with oil instead. If you're into watching organic gameplay, then please continue watching. If you'd rather wait to see kind of some more interesting features, then skip ahead to the next episode. I won't feel bad. But for those of you sticking around, as you can see, I've done a little remodeling of the path to and from our oil refinery. I wanted to wall this off so that I could create a trucking route that would fairly reliably be able to get to and from the different sites. And one thing you'll notice here is I actually opted to use the wall conveyor belt, or the walls with conveyor belt slots here. They serve more as windows, because I found as I was running through, I'm like, man, it was kind of like claustrophobic, and I like having kind of the open air, being able to look at the scenery, because the game really is pretty. So I just opted to do that, make that design decision. But we're almost to the oil refinery here. And, oh, let's not crash here. And here we are. So my goal here is pretty simple. I'm going to go, first pick up this stuff, and really just get a self-sufficient oil refinery up and running. I could lay the foundation and do all of that here. Quite frankly, I don't really care that much, if I'm being honest. We're staying in the realm of functional over fashionable for now. I'll worry about fashion more back at the home base, whereas here we just want to get this oil all set up. So if we go over here, we look here, you'll see the biomass burners are just about kaput. Actually, they are kaput. And we need to kind of get organized real quick. So I've got my handy dandy personal storage box. I'm going to store some concrete in it, some of the plates, and yeah, I think that'll do for now. I've got extra supplies in the back of the truck. We don't need all this cable. What we do need is enough room to basically tear all this stuff down. So let's it's just full tear down. Besides the actual extractors themselves. And maybe the assemblers. Well, we'll get to that. Oh, this is going to have a lot of stuff in it. Yeah, that ain't going to be a good idea. Alright, we're going to leave that guy there. Oh, and I did a little bit too full of a teardown. It's okay, though. Keep ripping this down. I just want all these burners to go away. There we go. We're making oil here. I've been wondering how I want to do this. Oh, whoa, what happened here? Oh no. Ha! It's lost forever. Okay, well apparently we're gonna just have this box sitting there for forever. Well, let's hope that I've still got the materials needed to create an oil pump. Yeah, got a little aggressive there. That's okay, though. We'll manage. We are resourceful, after all. So we'll go ahead and pop this here, just like it was before. And we're going to, right away, we're going to fork this in two directions. So we're going to have some of the oil just going directly. Ooh, actually, what would be smarter, I think, is if we set up the power grid over here, we can flow it into here. Well, we can build a backlog of oil here, split it, and then at least we have the backlog going. Yeah, let's do that. So, I've been thinking about how I want to manage this, and really, you know what? We are going to tear down these refineries. And here's why. Well, first, let me make some space. But I would rather just take the raw materials because there's really no other materials to make stuff with here. So even if I do some basic manufacturing, it just kind of complicates the whole process if I do really any assembly here. If I do any assembly or construction or whatever. Whereas if I just ship oil, bring the oil back to the base, then I have the access to the full gambit of resources, which will allow me to really, make the most of the oil itself. So other than sequestering some oil off to the side to basically power the operation, I'm oil pump, here we go. We don't need this refinery. Yeah, other than sequestering some of that aside, this is all going to go into a truck station. Now, there's probably a case to be made of just running conveyor belts over, but for the time being, I'm going to do the truck station, see how that works for me, and then, maybe change it later if it's not what I'm looking for. But let's get to business. Let's create our fuel generator. And these things are pretty big. I dig it. So we're going to need like 3 of these right over here. And they're going to go in a tree or something over here. Yeah, we'll do that. Is this going to be blocking off? Where's our entrance? Over here. Okay. So we can push these off to the side here. And I think we'll only need 3 of these guys. Actually, we might only need 2. So that was what, 290 before? And that was feeling construction. We need maybe only 1 of these guys. You know what? We're just going to do 1 for the time being. 150. Let's take a power count. This requires 40. This needs to get torn down. And we're going to want this guy running too. So he's 40, 80, and a truck station. Yeah, one of these should be just fine. So let's go ahead. And we're going to leave that there because it's got a bunch of plastic in it. We're going to leave that there because it has a bunch of oil in it. All we need at this point really is a truck station. So let's go over here. Oh. And to make my life a little easier, we are going to actually lay a little bit of foundation here. So we're going to have a little waterside property. Nothing too fancy. Just flat enough to make the truck management a little easier. I think 4x4 ought to be good. We'll test this guy out. So let's see. Truck station. Oh yeah. So what? Oh, encroaching on others' clearance. Doesn't like it over there. Or is it encroaching myself? Oh yeah, it was encroaching myself. Okay. So I'm gonna actually... Yeah, that'll be good. Easy enough to turn around. We're gonna set up some walls here just for safety purposes. You know, we don't want... What is this encroaching? That's super curious. Well, that's a bit of a liability. Let's see what's down here. Yeah, I don't know. Maybe just deleting that will be all it needs. I hope so, because I really would prefer to have that walled off, just so that the trucks don't autopilot, you know, into oblivion here. If I set up a wall, regular wall, does this handle this well? It doesn't. How about this? There's something underneath this I'm really missing. There's just some mystery. Oh, is it the truck station, maybe? Let's try this. Vehicles. Oop. Truck station. Maybe I back this up a bit. Let's pop that there. No, it couldn't have been. Oh, well that's... Oh, now it's fine. Okay, maybe it was a truck station in some way, shape, or form. Either way, it looks like we've resolved the issue. Let's go ahead and set up those walls again. The conveyor walls, that is. And conveyor wall. Relay that foundation. Don't want our cars to go swimming. I did drive my car off a cliff once, and it turns out when it goes into the water, it's pretty much ruined. You have to like destroy it and retrieve the resources, and it's a pain in the butt. So we're trying to avoid that. I need to set up some ramps here. Ramp. Mouse wheel is not cooperating with me today, or probably more like I'm not cooperating with it. But then other than that, okay, we've got our power source. We don't need these poles, really, because this is going to be a pretty simple grid. We're going to lay these three down. This guy's going to go here, here, and then really we can just pop this into 1, 2, I think that'll be it. Truck station's, I think, a little bit out of reach here, so we'll drop a power line here. And we didn't need that other pole over here, so we can go ahead and delete that. I'm going to go ahead and delete these belts. And I'm going to delete this outflow as well. What do we got here? Yeah, a bunch of plastic. Cool. We'll transport that back some other time. I'm sure it'll come in handy. But for the time being, I'm more interested in getting this thing some power. So let's start off by just manually feeding it some crude oil. Let me pop this in. It's gonna let me. Ooh, oh, you need to manufacture it into fuel. Well, that's annoying. So let's go get our truck, create some fuel. So we do have one more step in the chain here that's gonna need to take place before really anything can happen. Where did I leave my truck? Oh, I left it by the truck station. Go figure. Yeah, no, don't delete the truck. We still need you. So let's just get this guy in the middle here. Let's create some fuel. Actually, I could probably just rip the fuel out the back here, couldn't I? Yeah. Oh, I've got some fuel on hand. I'm just all over the place right now. I apologize for that. Now we got some fuel here. This guy's got some power. It's going to keep running. So we do need to do some refining. I don't think we're going to need to do a whole lot, though. So I actually am going to... With this guy producing... We're going to do a little bit of a... We need to move this stuff over. I want oil to go here, just raw oil. We're going to have a big ol' storage container for it. I'm going to drop that there. And actually, I want to take all of the oil here and move it to the other storage container kind of while we're working on this. So this should start pumping over here. We're going to let that transfer for the time being. And my tractor is stuck on some barnacles over here. Okay, so while that's moving over, I need to kind of decide how much oil I need here. So if we look at this, it's consuming 0 at the moment. Which is strange, considering I do want to... Oh, well, it's going to need to... So this will pump out 240 per minute. So it's really how much oil do I think this is going to need, and I have really no way of knowing unless I'm completely dense, which is very possible. But let's go ahead, and we can actually we can solve this another way. We do have the belt mark 4s. Do we even have the resources needed to create the belt mark 4s? We do. Okay, so this is interesting because we basically, we're going to have 240 and 480. No, actually, no. So the belt mark 4, 120, 240. We got 360, which is more than the Mark 3 can handle. I think that I think just 300 will be enough oil for now. We can come back here and tweak the rates later. But at the end of the day, we got to make a decision here. And I'm going to choose to go with just splitting this in half and then merging it back over here. So this will go about yay. We're gonna get some serious spaghetti over here. Let's see if that'll loop around. It will. And it's starting to move some oil there. And then we can go and actually set up a merger. So does this work? Doesn't seem like it. Yeah, oh, I think does that have to be on a pole? So what happens if I put a merger on a pole? Ah, okay, so that does work. I think. Interesting. But this thing's kind of just humming along. We're just about full here. I'm going to go ahead and tear this down for just a second. And we're going to put the merger here. This all is going to come over here. This all is going to merge into here. And we're going to need one of those Mark IV belts to go in here. And technically, we're going to need the Mark IV belt to go here as well. But what needs to happen here is we need to put fuel here and also fuel there. So we can actually split this in 3, I think. Actually, this will work. We'll do a Mark III belt into this fuel tank. Or, we need to actually create the fuel first, don't we? Yep. So there will be some production being done on this end. We will go, and we need to get those oil refineries back. And we can kind of turn them this way. Will one refinery be enough? I want to think, yeah. This produces what? It takes in 60 crude a minute. It's almost meant to be, isn't it? We need to just split that in half. And it'll produce 37.5 per minute. Yeah. That is the way we're going to do this. I'm going to pop this in here. We do need one more refinery. I'm going to hope... I'm going to cross my fingers here. Actually, we can just use this. And we're not going to overload the circuit here. So it's popping up. I think we should be fine. So this is going to keep producing. And then we're going to need to do a split right over here. If we go and pop a splitter down here. bring this down. Allows us to run under. Feed this, so this fuel station will be managed. And then we just need to bring this all the way back to the refinery. That's a little too far. So we bring this over here. Is it gonna reach? Oh, too long. Okay, we're almost there. There we go. So this guy, he's doing fine on fuel. We're starting to see this split a little bit, which is what we wanted. This guy, I think, is almost done piping all of it over, because I would love to tear this down at some point. I could probably help manually now. Let's help manually. Gonna go like that. We're just trying to run it over to this big container so that we can turn on the spigot, as it were. I'll pop this over here. Don't want any of this oil in my inventory. I am done handling oil by hand. That's probably not true, but I would like to be. Or at least be closer. Alright, take all. Let's tear this down. And really at this point, we can just do a direct route to this joiner, or to this conveyor pull here. So we're gonna go ahead, and we're gonna do that. Just gonna go right through my truck. Probably get stuck. Oh boy, come on, get out. There we go. We'll see if I can even get this truck out of here. And take all that. Let's do a little cleanup real quick. But I think we're groovy. Yeah, I don't want to leave any of those heavy modular frames laying around. That stuff's gold. And it looks like all of it's on. Okay, we're at a comfy 130 here. So I think just the one will do it. And we're maxing out the fuel up there. Truck station should be running. We're gonna have it load. And it should only be accepting oil. Oh, it's accepting fuel. What am I doing? Oh no, that's fine. No, I'm an idiot. That's totally fine. We have this set up here. We have the merger set up here. This thing's loading up with all kinds of oil. And we just need to pipe it over this way. So that's shooting underneath. It's gonna clip, isn't it? Oh, that's just an eyesore. We can't do that. Not gonna do it. We're gonna go instead and see if we can take advantage of this divot here. See, does it do it? Good enough. I'm good enough for me. Let's do that. Do this, and I managed to pick up some oil along the way here. Oh. So it will burn oil as well, but we want to burn the fuel. Now this way. Sort. I'm gonna just pop all that in there. Keep a little bit of fuel on hand. And pick all this up. So this thing's gonna get loaded up with oil pretty quickly. So we need to, set up a truck here to do the route. Now I have that truck loaded up with my own supplies, so I don't want to use that truck quite yet. And we could actually use an actual truck, but we need rubber. Let's see. How fast can I make a bunch of rubber? We need, what, 50 of it? And it just takes oil? I feel like we could probably do this pretty quickly. So where did I leave my truck? Let's go over here, hit this workbench. Do I have any? I have no oil on me. I just need a whole bunch of it. Good news is, we know where we can get a whole bunch of oil. So we'll get like 4 stacks of it. That might be overkill, but who cares? We're gonna go. Oh, yeah, this will be done real fast because we only need 50 of it. Done. All right. Even better, I can put it outside of the maze of conveyor belts I just created. So that's super. Let's go and create that truck. Let's face it this way. This looks like it's going to be a bit of a bear to turn around. It's gonna need some fuel too. We got some. Oh, do I have to go back here? It's in the hitch here. Okay. Pump some fuel there. Cool. Oh, this is gonna be. I don't even know if this thing's gonna be able to make the trip. I think we're gonna need to widen our base here a little bit to give it a little bit more turning room. Yeah, we're gonna want to take all these walls down. That thing is pretty big. Man. I do want to use the truck though. As you can see, we're creating a whole bunch of oil. And it would be very nice if we could just have the maximum amount moved over via truck. And we can get rid of that. There we go, put those walls back up. Not the right way? Yeah, that's the right way. And we're almost there. And that ought to do it. We can go ahead and pop this there. Shouldn't need it, but it's good to have it. So if the route we're gonna if we have it circle around, I think that'll be the route. So we'll have this go and move in here, and we're gonna try and land at roughly this angle on the return trip. So let's go start recording. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and let's drive. So right away, I'm glad I widened this lane here. The tractor could pull it off. This truck, I think, was going to have a hard time. Oh, this thing's fast. Oh, man. All right, we're going to need to slow down here a little bit. I might need to wall off this entire segment, if I'm being honest with myself. I don't think this is going to do too well with terrain. Or it might, but just because of the speeds it can attain, I could see this thing getting absolutely launched. Yep, like that. Oh, man. I do love this thing, though. This is awesome. Oh, we're trucking along, pun intended. Let's go. We pop up here, and I don't have a truck station here. That's okay. We're gonna make pretend that we have a truck station here. Here, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And we're gonna go this way. Actually, you know what? I can't do it. Pause recording, clear path. Let's set up that frickin' truck station, because I actually wanted the truck station up here. But I'm quickly realizing, as this truck is quite large, that this is gonna also need to be a little bit wider. And also some safety precautions will need to be made. And I'm out of concrete. Super. But I can still make the truck station. So let's go. Truck station. Yeah, we'll do something like this. And that should work. And we're going to try this one more time. Well, let's configure this thing to unload. Probably give it some power at some point too. But we can actually run the route without it powered. So let's do that. Alright, and actually this will be a good diagnostic on how it does on the return trip. And this will be the tricky part. So I don't want to like deface the natural habitat too badly, but also I don't want to flip my truck. So this might be a good time to go fix that route a little bit. You know what? Let's make the AI earn its keep here. See if it can manage it. If I lose a boatload of oil, then you know what, I'll manage. So let's go here. And we're gonna start off the route. Not quite like this. Nice that it's refueling consistently. So it's gonna be a nice slow turn. Yeah, that's how it's gonna have to be. So start record. Oh, that's clear path. Start recording. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. We're gonna move here. And this thing can haul. I'm going to get run over one day by this thing, and it's going to be awesome. I feel like I should have a catwalk alongside this, or like a conveyor belt to, you know, run to and from, just so I don't get murdered. Alright, so this thing plows up there, no problem. And we're going to try to take this at a bit of a lower speed. Yep, really, really happy with my decision to... Oh, I crashed. Oh, that's going to be real good for the recording. 7, 8, 9, 10. Zoom back around. Come on, come on, come on. Finish this up. Oh yeah, I'm really excited to see how the AI handles that. This thing's gonna end up in the friggin' water. I just know it. And we're gonna slow it down here. Use our wide berth that we built. And scoot back along. Right into the loading zone. 2, 3, 4, 5. And done. And active. And cross our fingers at this point. And I think we're pretty much done with this area, because the next goal is we need to build out some more oil products. So I'm going to wait for this thing to move. Actually, I'm going to grab my tractor over here. Now that I actually have an item called a truck, I need to make sure I use the correct name. And I'm going to see if I can follow it. Go over this way. I think I can sneak around here. Oh yeah. Oh, truck's gone. That's a good start. All right. Well, this thing doesn't have quite the wheels that thing has. Yeah, this thing tops out about 55, 56. This truck, DGAF, cruising at like 60, 70. There he goes. I think the AI is a better driver than I am. In fact, I'm almost certain of that at this point. I have to give Coffee Stain credit here. The truck AI has yet to really annoy me. This guy, he faithfully follows my path, crashing into it. Oh, good. All right, that's fine. So there's no power to that right now. And what's going to happen is, because this is essentially part of the main factory now, we're going to have to create a relay to extend the grid here. What's the nearest set of power poles? I want to say it's these guys up on the second floor that are on this side of the space elevator. Oh, is it this guy? This guy. Okay. Missing concrete. You punk. I think I have some concrete over here. Yep, I have lots of concrete over here. Okay, that should be enough. 300. I'm gonna hope that's enough. And yeah, let's go grab this. Hit that power line. That's the furthest we can take this. Preferably kind of out of the way. Yeah, that's pretty out of the way. And we'll bring this. Keep on bringing this over here. We'll set it up here. Much easier than running the actual resources to generators nearby the item. Just make power lines. Really just a smart way to handle it. Come on. Don't be like that. Let's move around the terrain here a little bit. Now we can pop this guy here. And then at this point, actually, this isn't a bad spot to have the larger relay. Or do it. Oh, you know what? Let's have some fun with this. let's have some fun. We have this nice natural feature here. Let's friggin' use it. So I need to find my power line here. There we go. And then this thing is gonna be my grid, essentially. Oh, I'm falling. Okay. Pretty good. Floor's too steep. I know. These are all connected. Power lines across the stone arch. We can start working on get this guy powered up, and we can actually start doing a little math here. But for the time being, I think that this is a good place to stop. This should, in theory, be working. I guess let's confirm it. I'm going to see if I can stare down death here, and I'm curious to see if I can dodge this on foot. I'm not gonna lie. I am morbidly curious. I just want to confirm the route is functional enough, and then from there, we'll be good to go. It really isn't that bad of a footpath, and I do think setting up some conveyor belts to facilitate walking would be pretty cool. Alright, where's my truck at? It's not in the water, right? I think I see it. What are you doing just sitting there? Ah, there we go. Alright, let's do this. What you got, truck? What you got, truck? Okay, that really wasn't that difficult, was it? You just need to be paying attention. There's enough room on both sides. It is drifting slightly to the left, though. Man, that AI driver is clutch. I can't get over that. But once we see the oil get moved in, then I think we're in a good position to do a little oil refining offline. And that will take a little bit of work. I'll get some basics set up before we move on to the next episode. Let's keep going. Again, I am very pleased with my decision to put the windows here. Look here, look how just stuffy this is. And then you get to the window. Ooh, so pretty. That ended up being a good choice. Alright, well the truck seems to be handling it fine, which means that I'm handling it fine. Alright. Good stuff. Well, that's it for this bonus episode. Please remember to like and subscribe. If you didn't like this episode, I'll put a couple Nick Cage gifs, I guess, in the description below. Maybe you'll like those. If you don't, then I just failed twice, and I'm very sad. But seriously, if you enjoyed it, thank you for watching. And until next time, this is Weems signing off.